This is your summer rundown 184. Let's get it. All right, welcome back everyone to the rundown 184. We actually only got a couple more rundowns of the summer season now. I'm thinking maybe I think like two more. I think maybe before we get into the fall rundown. It's crazy, ain't it?
Two more episodes or two more
No,
of
two
rundowns?
two more rundowns, which is you know four.
Three to four
Yeah,
episodes.
four. Because we only got four more episodes of Daemons, and we only got five of Bleach, and I think we got six of One Piece, maybe five or six. I don't know. It's not. That's speculation, by the way. I don't know how many One Piece episodes we got left, but I heard that we have six left. On Twitter. So don't know if that's true or not. Oh, speaking of One Piece, do you want to give people the news, Nam?
We'll get to that a little bit
You want to
closer.
wait? You want to wait?
I do want to wait because I have a perfect time to announce it. I have a
Okay,
perfect time
okay,
to announcement. For those of
okay.
you who haven't heard, just wait until we get into Goat Piece. There will be a
Probably.
there will be nope. There's a very
Oh.
specific time that I will mention it.
So now
Because
Dom's making y'all
you
listen to the
best
Go
believe
Piece
you best
episode.
believe you are gonna want to listen to this.
Okay.
You're gonna want to hear this because you have no idea. Tyler, my reaction when it happened, right? When they announced it, okay, I saw One Piece. That's all I saw, right? I clicked on it.
For the audio only listeners, Nam was very much so in shock.
That's an understatement for what I would say. I would say that I was shocked, captivated, mesmerized, hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. It's huge. So we'll cover that when we get there.
Yeah, so stay tuned if you're One Piece fans, obviously you gotta listen to us talk about One Piece. But there's also gonna be if you live under a rock basically, or you don't have social media, maybe, I don't know, or you're not in our Discord, stuff like that. You might want to stick around because we got some big news for you coming up in One Piece today. So but with that being said, today we are talking about Daemons of the Shadow Realm, episode 19 and 20. We got Bleach Size in Your Blood War Calamity, episode 4 and 5, and we got One Piece Elbaph Arc, episodes 1174 and 1175. And before we get started, just want to let y'all know linktree.com/anime Degens has all of our links, including their YouTube channel where you can find our video episodes of the Degen episodes and the rundown episodes most of the time. There's some here and there that I don't get to edit the video in time or whatever. So, but 99% of them they have videos now. So if you're listening to this rundown episode on Spotify or Apple or any of that stuff, just know that we do have video of Spotify. We do have video episodes of the rundown shows now on YouTube as well. We used to only do DGen videos, but now we have both. So when we went to the new schedule. So but like I said, linktree.com/anime Degens. that way you can find all of our stuff and follow us and subscribe and join us and all that good stuff. So, uh, but with that being said, Nam, are you ready?
Are you ready?
I am pretty ready. Pretty
All
ready.
right.
This is
Well,
a really good week, I think. So
this was a really good week because there was a lot that happened. There was a lot of questions that arose out of this one, and a lot of intrigue as well
mm-hmm.
to how this one developed, right? And if you guys haven't been following along with the rundown at all this entire season, we're talking about Daemons of the Shadow Realm, obviously.
Yeah.
And the first episode is going to be episode 19, Sword and Bow.
Wonder what's gonna happen in this one. Obviously something with a sword and a bow. Who uses a bow? Yuru. And who uses a sword?
Perv man.
Perv man. How did they even get that name anyways, by the way?
What do you mean?
Do we know?
Yes.
How? I missed
Dara
the joke.
said it. Dara said it during the previous rundown, right?
Yeah, but yeah. So I understand that Dara said it, but why is Dara calling him Perv Man? He's like, what did he do to deserve being called Perv Man? That's what I'm asking.
Because he's stalking people at night.
Oh. Because he wants to kill him. What do you mean?
He's a perv.
He's a murderer.
He's Perv Man.
Okay, continue.
So, anyways, after I was so rudely interrupted,
Perv Man.
We start with Asa seeing the message that Perv Man left behind, and the moment when Yuru is captured by the Moth Daemon.
Mm-hmm.
After that recap, we get back to the current moment when Asa is crashing in through the door to rescue the fake Asa and the villager. Asa has Ying Yang take the villagers away while they deal with the rest of the Shingo. And they kind of like allude to something really weird, which was that Asa's supposed to basically be weak at night.
Yeah.
Which I don't know is that like if that's supposed to just be some sort of twins thing or what, but I found that weird.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure it's like it's like in the like tail or whatever, right? Because like one of them's night and one of them's day or whatever, right? And like obviously like your opposite is gonna be your weak point. But the thing is like sure, like it's kind of like Avatar, right? Avatar: The Last Airbender or whatever, right? You know, obviously like the uh Fire Nation or whatever, they're weaker at nighttime, but they can still do shit. You know what I mean? Unless it's an eclipse or whatever. So you know they can still do shit. And
Yeah.
I guess maybe they thought that she was gonna be powerless, but she's not. You know what I mean? So
Definitely is not.
that's the only thing I can think of. But one thing that really kind of confused me on this one, and maybe you can help me out, is like Asa has Yin Yang now, and Shin uh who was it? Gonzo. Gonzo had it before. So like did Gonzo
Gonzo did not have it before.
did he not? Then how is all of his daemons getting along then? Did Asa like you know what I mean? Like I thought that was the whole thing behind his daemon all of his daemons getting along is because he had the yin yang daemons.
It's not yin yang. It's the two koi fish things that
Oh, the
fly
koi
above
fish.
him.
Okay, I got them. Yeah, my bad. I got them confused. I was like,
Yin
I was so
Yang,
confused. I was like,
Yin Yang was the daemon that actually attacked the Kagemori Manor when Yuru was visiting that one time.
Yeah, okay. Now, for some reason, I was thinking the yin yang stuff was, part of Gonzo's crew, and I'm like, why does Asa have control of the yin yang thing? How is Gonzo able to still keep his, people, Daemons under control if Asa has them or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a little confusing to me, but it was the koi fish, so.
Yes. So, um, Asa is using her Daemons,
Mm-hmm.
which are yin yang. Um, but anyways, uh, afterwards, the fake Asa basically pleads to leave Amazi alone, or Azami alone.
Mm-hmm.
Poor girl has done absolutely nothing. She's a complete victim in absolutely every single manner. She's watched her family or her mother die in front of her first. Then months later, she watches her whole family get murdered as well, and is kidnapped in the process.
Crazy times.
Can't believe it. Um,
I feel so bad for them, especially like the fake Asa. Like, I know she's not truly in that form or whatever, since obviously she's kind of like what's his name, but still like she's so innocent, so, and sad looking.
yes. But Asa says that when she returns with Yuru, that they're going to learn the truth from fake Asa,
Mm-hmm.
and that she is not going to lie.
Or else, basically, is
Or
what
else.
her eyes was saying. Or else, I don't think she actually said that, but her eyes was.
I don't think she needed to say that.
Her one eye, I mean.
The Kagemori, though, continue their assault on the Shingos as we see Danji and the aliens outside the building. Suddenly, Dara shows up and confirms that this is the location. And all of a sudden, Yuru is also standing there next to Danji, who can't help but cry because Yuru came to help. And Yuru is like, "Shut up, you idiot, it's not for you." Um,
He's
the good
basically a
thing though,
tsundere. He's a tsundere now.
the good thing though is that he does state that because Asa's here, he doesn't really need to help anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so we go to inside where we see Asa, right? And uh everyone literally at this point thought that how she was acting was truly how she acted all the time.
It was like, what do you mean you was acting? Or they was they was doing a really good impression of you.
I thought that was funny as too. Oh my god. Um, but at this point though, she she claims that she can hear Yuru's voice out of absolutely nowhere. It is the dumbest thing ever.
She's got the Oni sama the alert, bro.
Built in.
Yeah.
It's just built in.
It's like the D2 alarm or whatever on reserve on Tarkov, it just goes off in her head every time she gets like within a 50-foot radius of Yuru, right?
Uh-huh. Yep. That's exactly what it does. Because she just screams basically that my brother's here. I can hear his voice.
They're like, okay, she's going crazy again.
Runs all the way to the window and uses brake. Instead of just opening it, she literally just breaks it.
She can't be contained.
Someone help this poor girl. From there, she screams down at them and stuff like that. This is where Danji sincerely actually thanks Yuru and promises not to lie to him ever again. Yuru kind of just gives him like a big pat on the back and tells him that he's not the one that he needs to be thanking. Then this part I thought was great too. He then basically tells him that Asa's the one to thank, so he does thank Asa, who literally acts just like Yuru. And he even says it too. He's like, man, you two act just alike, don't you?
He gets it honest, man.
It's so great.
One thing that I really loved about this like whole like 5-minute segment or whatever is like when you said like she broke the window and started hollering at Yuru. It wasn't even like it was stupid shit, bro. I think she said like, brother, how are you? Are you dead? And I'm just like, what? You see him? Why are you asking if he's dead, bro? I just died laughing.
You just have to confirm, okay? You just have to confirm.
What did he say? He's like, I'm very much alive. I forget what he said. He's like, I'm not killed yet or something like that. I don't know. I forget.
I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or something like that.
There's something stupid. I'm just like, why are we even responding to this? Just because they're so much alike. They're so stupid.
Yes. But after all of that was all said and done, obviously now there's only one goal left to do, which is go and help out right and left, right? So Dara tells the Kagemoris where to find Shingo, and everyone decides to disperse. But here's the fun part. Danji goes to thank Yuru once more and ask him where he's going, to which he says he's going to go find out more about his parents. And then he starts scolding him and calling him an idiot. They literally get into a giant argument because he's like, they're your parents, you idiot. Don't you love them? They could be alive.
Why are you here?
Don't care about me. Care about your parents.
I swear, he might be related, bro. Danji might be related. Because he acts the same.
The exact same. But anyways, the security guard, right? He ends up coming across the factory and he finds all the bodies that Ivan had left there. He actually ends up calling HQ and they're gonna send some people down to come and check it out, right? Which is probably a good idea. There's a lot of bodies in there.
Yes.
This ends up leading us to Yuru and Dara with Danji, right? Of course. They're all en route to go and find Ivan. Dara ends up explaining what a rifle is in gunshots to Yuru because he needs him to understand just how lethal this is, right?
Not just any gun, the kind of gun that he has.
Well, yeah, like I said, a rifle.
Yeah.
Specifically, he calls it out what it is and how that one is so lethal. How most gunshots from that thing will kill most normal people no matter where it hits, even if you miss a vital spot. Keep in mind, Yuru is used to bow and arrow. He's not used to other stuff such as that. So that really does change things a little bit. But Yuru also goes to say, or Dare also goes to say that unless told, he's not going to shoot. Unless Yuru is in imminent danger. Oh, excuse me. So, they're all 5 of them start to face off against Ivan, who is actually doing a really good job of holding his own against everyone.
Yeah.
He's not doing any additional damage yet. But he is able to hold everyone back. So that way no one's able to get any kind of hits in on him. Nobody's able to advance except for an arrow from Yuru to the leg.
Which I kind of thought that would hold him back a little bit more, but it does not. he he's just doing shit like he normally does, while
Yes.
complaining that he can't do shit like he normally does. And I thought that was kind of stupid, but Perv man being Perv man,
I mean, it just goes to speak to how strong he really is,
Yeah,
That's all it
yeah.
is.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we finally get to a scene where he starts to tell Yuru that he actually did kill his parents, right? This kind of pisses Yuru off. But then we get the confirmation that this is all just a lie. It's not true. They're only saying that to get underneath his skin. And basically, instead of snapping, he finally listens to what Asa said about how she believes that their parents are still alive. That's what ultimately convinces him, yeah, you know what? They are. I don't need
Yeah.
to listen to these lies.
But it is worrisome that Rod and I think Rod, I'm pretty sure it was Rod. He claims that he smells their like scents on the blades or some shit. I don't know. So that's a little worrisome. I think that was like last episode or whatever, right? But
Yes, but
it doesn't mean they're
a
dead,
small a
right?
small cut, yeah.
Yeah.
Small cut and their blood being on it doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean dead.
Yeah. So we can hope.
Yes, and hope is what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Um from here though, we we see that Ivan being trapped on all sides and wounded. He decides to unleash a cut into his neck.
Mm-hmm.
His blade is stuck into left, and so he cuts into his neck, which kind of creates like this little poison blood curdling effect. And then he gets ridiculously strong and ridiculously fast.
Which is kind of
Right.
scary because we didn't really need that.
No. Right goes to lunge at him, and Ivan cuts off his leg, stops his attack, and then lunges at the two of them. That was the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm. So pretty interesting episode right there. You know, I feel like it was one of the better episodes of the season, honestly, because we actually getting like real conflict and real like stakes and like shit's actually happening. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yuru just ain't just like getting his way. Like it's not going well for him right now, and I like that.
No, definitely not. um, but yeah, outside of that though, also a really good episode as far as action to really showcase Ivan's powers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've only really kind of seen a little bit, we've heard some of it, but to really get a good showcase of this new ability, we do get to learn more about it in the next episode. So we'll be able to finally give it a name and all of that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then in episode 20, The Hunted and the Hunter, we start back with Ivan lunging, and destroying the blast from right, Yuru starts unleashing arrows to try and provide cover to them, which he ends up shooting all of, or not shooting all of the arrows, he ends up slashing all of the arrows out of the way, not taking a single one of them. And this leads Dara to actually start shooting. He ends up deflecting one of the bullets into Wright's head, and then he deflects another bullet back to Yuru, right into his arm.
Which is kind of crazy to me. Like, how can you? Why did Yuru get shot here? Like,
well, he's a target.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't know. Anyways, I thought that was so funny. I was like, damn, he really got the spill from Dara about like the bullets being lethal no matter where they hit you, and like he gets shot.
Well, gets to learn firsthand. What can I say?
Yeah,
Dara's a great teacher.
He is. He's some. I don't know about a great teacher, but he's definitely something. So I'll give him that.
At this point, though, after Ivan has deflected all the bullets, he basically kind of just runs back to the warehouse, and he ends up teleporting away, even remarking about the bodies. And the security guard, he's just sitting there, like shaking, watching all of this unfold, right? He sees all the bodies, he sees Ivan walk up. Ivan just walks in there, disappears, all in front of his eyes. This poor security guard, man, he's losing his mind.
Yeah, well, I think they think he is, but I think he thinks that he knows that he's not losing his mind. You know what I mean? But everybody else is like, bro, this dude.
He thinks he's losing his mind. He sees people disappearing. It's like, man, am I schizophrenic or something? The fuck's going on?
Also, I want to say, I didn't get to say it, but I love them showing that Yuru actually runs out of arrows. Not a lot of anime do that. He just like has unlimited arrows or whatever, right? So shout out to them for actually doing it. So taking away his weapon. So
yeah, I'll give you that one. That was pretty cool that they actually do that.
Yeah.
But back to Shingo, we actually do get to see that the bandit who got left behind is being held captive. Shingo kind of leads Asuma to go and kill the bandit, which we kind of actually get treated to a few different scenes, including one where Shingo's Daemons actually have the bandit's Daemons held down, so they can't do anything.
Well, they was yapping away, wasn't they? Squeaking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, can you blame them? Poor little guys.
They're like little pipsqueaks, man. But they're so powerful. So.
But with Fujin and Ryujin busy with the bandit's Daemons, Shingo actually captured Asuma using his moths, which is pretty big brained. As a result, Asuma revealed his ultimate plan and how they were actually going to learn all of Shingo's secrets just before they killed him. But lo and behold, before all of that could even happen, look who shows up.
Perv Man. The almighty Perv Man.
This son of a bitch here.
Yeah.
So, Ivan, who clearly has a lot of information that he doesn't want to get out, decides that the quickest way is just to slice through the Moth Daemon and Ivan, killing him on the spot.
Shingo.
Yeah, Shingo, sorry, on the spot. Um, he then also dashes over and cuts up Fujin and Ryujin, as well as their idols, so they can't even be summoned again,
Mm-hmm.
which is really fucked up because they were actually really cool.
Yeah. I mean, they really was, and now they can't, now they can't be got again or whatever. So, R.I.P. to them. They actually had that. Like, I think that was they was like the coolest designs in the show so far. Honestly,
Oh yeah, because they really kind of like embodied wind and lightning
yeah,
in their
they
designs.
look badass. Like, don't get me wrong, right and left look cool or whatever, right? But like, they're like humanoid or whatever, right? And like,
They had
the
very unique
yeah,
designs,
yeah,
yes.
this was like actually really cool. So,
Um, but anyways, uh, where were we here? Back to Yuru,
mm-hmm.
right? And he's gonna be recovering from his gunshot wound. He's got no choice. They can't go to the hospital because they're gonna start asking questions. Derek can't afford questions. Hana's gonna be mad as fuck
Oh,
because she doesn't want to have to go to the hospital and deal with all those fines.
Hana's gonna be pissed, bro. I can't
Yeah,
imagine, bro. Like, I can't wait. I cannot wait because like, Dara's gonna get his ass chewed.
they're fucked up bad. Yeah,
And he didn't even mean to. He was just following the orders, right? And like, I mean, he's gonna get shit on, man. I feel bad for the dude, but GG's.
GG's indeed. Um, we we do get to see though, right and left. They're still hanging in there just fine. Left's got her arm. Right has Donji grab his leg for him. And then they also confirm something pretty big too. They are literally just stone. Even as humanoids, they are still just stone.
Mm-hmm.
So that I thought was actually really cool.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
Uh,
they've said it time and time again, but like, they literally don't have a brain. Which, I mean,
or a
for,
or a heart.
well, for the most part, we already know they don't have a brain just by looking at their decisions. But the heart thing, that was a bit of a shocker. So,
I would say I was definitely not prepared for that one.
mm-hmm.
Uh, but it's cool though to see that
Yeah.
because it like it still humanizes them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we were ultimately hoping for is like not humanize them, but like separate them apart from humans, I guess rather.
Mm-hmm.
Because that does actually a much better job of doing that. Uh, without really kind of sacrificing a cheapened way out of it. Yeah, they're literally just spirits inhabiting these statues. They're still just those statues at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day. So, um, they'll also never died. They don't fear death because they've never died. They don't know what death is like.
Yeah, I think he's like, what can kill you or whatever, and it was like, honestly, we don't know. I mean, shout out to them.
Yeah, because I mean, in theory, if they did get crushed, right, you could in essence just rebuild them.
Yeah, I mean, it would. I wonder, like, I don't know. I wonder how that would go. You know.
It would go very, very poorly and take a very long time because you'd have to basically turn all that dust back into stone,
Yeah, like
right?
what? Probably like remold them, right, or something. I don't know. Like There's got to be something.
Or
There's got to be some kind of like core or something, right? That keeps
or
them.
maybe it just
I don't
has to
know.
be that kind of it's just got to be like designed a certain way, that statue, and then they can inhabit it, right?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, is it like a soul thing? Like, that's one thing that I don't think that we've really touched on. Like, what exactly is a daemon? Like how a daemon is in the things or whatever. You know what I mean? Like how it inhabits things or whatever. So maybe we'll get that sometime or another, but I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon. So
Probably not. Um, let's see here. Left was talking about what happened with the swords and how her energy was being sapped.
mm-hmm.
Dara actually learns, or kind of like discovers, that it's an energy transfer ability.
Which makes sense now because I didn't know that that was what was happening at the time. I just thought that like that's one of the things that surprised me. Like when I found out she didn't have a heart, right? This is I thought that maybe it was like a poison that was going to her heart or some shit, you know, because that's what it looked like, you know. But it was actually just all of her energy leaving, and she was like, "Oh no, this ain't good," you know. I'm not gonna be able to defend myself like this. So,
Yeah. Um, so with um with all that being said, though, and everyone in the situation that they're in, Yuru's group is kind of shut down for the night. Which, despite all of that, there is one good silver lining that comes from this. They know what he smells like.
it's true.
They can find him.
Mm-hmm. And they can potentially take
Fuck
care of
him
him.
up.
Yeah, take care of him.
Don't sugarcoat it. They're gonna fuck him up.
Oh, Yuri wants it, so Asta probably does
Yes.
now too. After she learns what happens, so
Yes. Back to Ivan and Asuma, though. They're kind of talking it out, and Asuma is like, it's kind of rude that you killed the uncle. I wanted to kill him. And he was like, oh, my bad, but come on, I kind of did you a favor, though, didn't I?
mm-hmm.
Now you don't have to. Besides, I did it for free. It's kind of my job.
mm-hmm.
You gotta clean up afterwards. Nobody likes doing that. And I get it, nobody likes cleaning up after themselves.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, was Asuma gonna be able to like actually do it? You know what I mean? Like, we don't know that. You know what I mean? Because he just like he said, like he's never taken a life before. So sometimes, you can struggle doing that, especially when it's like family or whatever, right? Even though you hate them or whatever. So
Well, even if he didn't, you know, his grandfather was there. He could have even taken him out for him.
yeah, what's his name?
Gonzo.
Yeah, Gonzo. Gonzo would have easily he would gladly did it. So
Yep. um, but at the same time, though, this is also a good point where um Ivan kind of reveals that he's not actually like all who he says he is, right? And that he has kind of like more hidden away that he's not revealing.
mm-hmm.
And so he tries to actually slash at Asuma, but he ends up reaching the limits of his power thanks to the effects of the energy transfer.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has to end up fleeing when his swords tell him that the scary ones have arrived.
The scary ones. I like that.
Yes. The scary ones are the Kagemoris too, for all of you listening. Um, but he jumps out the window and he starts running away, in which case Asa kind of watches him. And this is where inside Gonzo gets his update. about everything from Asuma and what happened. The first thing really that the Kagemores are concerned about more is like taking care of anyone who's injured and can't fight.
Mm-hmm.
I.e., in this case, it is Asuma,
Mm-hmm.
which really shows like a much more compassionate side to him. You know,
Yeah, I mean, if you're on their side, that is, if you're not, then taking care of the people who are injured is, a whole lot worse than healing them.
well, look at the people that it attacked, right? The manor.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them got recruited by the Kagemoris. One of them even got her mother's entire medical payments, treatment paid for.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's
And
kind of true. But they was like contractors, so like they was only in it for the money anyways, and I don't think they really done any real damage, before they stopped them. So, you know,
all the same,
I don't think they
if
would
you
allow Ivan to, you know, they wouldn't forgive
no
Ivan. That's what I'm saying.
no, not Ivan. I was talking about like
Yeah,
other
yeah,
people inside the Shingos that didn't necessarily do them any harm, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe newer recruits that had been around, or in other instances, anyone else that they are fighting, including people at their own manor, who had attacked them,
Mm-hmm.
and they had every right to just slaughter. Instead, what they did was they took care of them. In this case, Asuma, they took care of him. So at least, again, they're showing that they're a much more compassionate kind of a group
Mm-hmm.
than what was first kind of like alluded to.
Yeah. 'Cause we was looking at it from the perspective of the whatever clan. Hey, I don't
The
remember.
Higagashi.
Yeah, Hikagashi, whatever. Wherever. So Higashi, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, the Higashi village. Um we do get an update on Ivan though. He ends up calling a woman and asks if the bodies have been cleaned up yet. And then we see this like beetle kind of daemon, which is rolling up all the bodies into a giant ball. And then it shrinks them down, which she then picks it up and puts it into this little cauldron. She neatly tucks it away in her backpack, and she ends up skipping on out of there before the police arrive, and they don't see a damn thing. And they're
Very.
like, "Guy, what did you even see? Are you okay?"
Are you okay? And he's like, I promise, I'm not insane, bro. I seen this shit. Poor dude.
Who's gonna believe him?
He
Where's the
he
proof?
his ass is quitting. He ain't
Yes.
staying. He's quitting.
No. No, definitely not. So the woman ends up going and meets with Ivan, right? And the two are very familiar with themselves, it appears. Talking about their powers and such. The woman is clearly obsessed with Ivan,
Mm-hmm.
even talking about having to do CPR on him and blushing while saying it and stuff. Fucking perv. um, but back to Asa and Yuru. The two of them catch up with Asa, scolding everyone for what happened to Yuru. I mean, she's chastising even right and left, and they're sitting there with an arm and a leg cut off.
Yeah.
What do you want them to do?
Well, this is warm up, for what, especially for Dara, because I think he's gonna get worse when he gets back home to Hana. So
Yes, indeed.
poor dude,
Um,
he's gonna
but then,
double.
but then suddenly we go back inside Yin Yang, and Azumi gets released, with Donji, fake Asa now in there with just Yuru and Asa.
Now,
Time to explain everything.
the truth will set you free, as they say. So it's going to be interesting to hear this conversation. So, because now Yuru's got to he's got to accept the fact that like Asa's truly his sister and like what happened and all that stuff, right? You know, if fake Asa, you know, truly does tell the truth, which I don't know why she wouldn't, because like Donji's there, and you know, obviously if Donji's in that form, she knows like the thing is up, you know, the secret's up. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, the secret's been up since you left the village. They've
Yeah,
all
I mean,
known
true,
that.
but yeah, but I'm curious to see like her form though. So, if she even goes into that,
We should see it.
yeah.
If you stayed past the to watch the post credits, the next episode is obviously about them. It's
I didn't watch it, so yeah.
Zakashi, Wabashi, and Higashi Village or something like that is the name
Okay.
of the title.
Yeah, so definitely interesting episode. A lot more informational, but you know, I think it was some information that we needed. So,
Yeah, for sure.
alrighty, you got anything else?
Nope, that leaves it where I was gonna leave it at.
Alrighty, well, I guess we'll move on to the next thing, and that is Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War: The Calamity, Episode 4, called The Perfect Crimson. So this one we're actually getting you know, we get back into it, like, you know, we got Valkyrie, he's going crazy over here, but we left off like Kenpachi showed up, right? And like he's getting all fired up, man. Like, and that's the thing, is like one thing we know about Kenpachi, he loves it when he meets someone that actually puts up a fight against him, right? And like what's happening now, Nam? He's getting a good fight, right?
Someone's putting up a fight.
Yeah, he's getting his money's worth. So that's pretty fun to see, because like we even get to see like Toshiro, like he's got his Bankai activated and everything, you know, right? And like he tries to cut in, and he's like, yeah, I'll just go help Kenpachi, because like, you know, we have to deal with this issue before we can go help in other places or whatever. But Kenpachi can't beat him by himself. He knows that he can't beat him by himself. So I'm gonna go help him. And Toshiro flies up there, and Kenpachi's just like, oh hell no, you know, and just like hits him and makes him fly down, knocks him back down, and he's like, yeah, y'all need to stay out of it. And it just starts laughing. I was just like, man, this dude's having a time of his life right now, even though he's about to get shit on probably, and he knows it.
Yeah.
It ain't, he don't even give a shit though. He's like, man, I ain't felt this kind of, you know, feeling, and you know, since I fought Ichigo, right? Or probably actually Grimmy, right? Grimmy was the last one, but still, um, like this dude's crazy though. The miracle power is crazy, bro. Um, but this is actually when we see Yachiru. You remember Yachiru, Nam?
I do.
The pink-haired girl that's been missing for a while?
Yeah, I do. I actually was super excited when I saw this.
Yeah.
And super confused at the same time.
Yeah, so we finally get to see her for the first time. You know, she just pops up out of nowhere because, you know, Kenpachi, you know, he's obviously kind of losing this battle, even though like he's putting up a good fight. He's still losing this battle. And then she pops up and she's like, he's on the ground and she's like, Kenny, Ken-chan, Kenny-chan, get up. You need to keep going. And she's
Get up,
like,
idiot.
yeah, baka. And she's like, if you use me properly, there's nobody you cannot cut. And so I want to ask Nam, before this point, did you ever figure out what Yachiru was, or did it finally click when this was said? Do you know?
No.
Do you still not know?
No.
Yachiru is his sword. Is Zanpakuto.
Oh, so that's what, like, it's always been his Zanpakuto?
Yeah. So there's a reason why she went missing when he summoned his Shikai against Grimmy. Specifically when he summoned his Shikai, because he went missing around that time, right? And that's why, because she was basically, how Ichigo, talks to the person in his sword or whatever throughout the thing. Well, Yachiro is basically that for Kenpachi. That's why he was never able to have a Shikai, never able to have a Bankai or anything like that, because like
she was always outside of the blade anyways.
Yeah. And when she disappeared, everybody was like, what happened? Well, now we know what happened, so I guess that answered my question. Nam still didn't he still didn't put two and two together, so I know it's a little confusing, but like I
thought that he was just seeing that as like a way to guide him to use that power, not that was his power.
Yeah, so that's the reason why she was saying that. And like she literally said, if you use me properly, there's nobody that you cannot cut. So it's slight wording, but it's really fun to see it finally, because everybody was wondering like, where's Yachiru? Where's Yachiru? Yachiru has always been there. So but yeah, fun times. But this is when we actually, in Bleach, like there's one thing in Bleach that we all love to hear, right? And that's when we get to hear Bankai. And I really loved how they did Kenpachi's Bankai. Because Kenpachi asked, he's like, what is this power? And Yachiru's just like, you don't know anything, Ken-chan. This power is what they call Bankai. And like then it just like explodes, man. And like this shit's crazy, because like Kenpachi is literally one of the strongest people in the Bleachverse, right? And that was without a Shikai, and then he got
just
a Shikai
power,
yeah, and then he got a Shikai, and like he was able to stop a meteor and like defeat Grimmy, which was like he had like the power of like imagination and shit, right? Or whatever, like so strong nobody else could defeat him. And now this dude's got a Bankai, and like you're just like, what's going on? Like what is his limit now? And like I said, the whole place just instantly knows like, oh shit, like is this what I think it is? Did Kenpachi actually release his Bankai? I didn't even know he had a Bankai, you know what I mean? And like that's what it is, and like this is Kenpachi Saraki's Bankai, and he looks like a demon now. Like his skin is red, he's basically feral, and he's legit a badass. And like the first attack he does is like literally he just bites his fist, Valkyrie's fist, and just rips his arm clean off. And I'm just like, okay, this is peak, man. This is peak. This is what we come to Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War for, right? So
yeah, he went so savage, and I was enjoying every single moment of it. I mean, the way how he just he basically turns into Berserk, but still has total control over himself all throughout it.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely insane.
Well, no, I'm saying he has total control, but like technically, when Kenpachi's in the fighting mood, he has very little self control. Like he basically just survives on like animal instinct, and I think it's even more so now. Like just
Well,
like
yes,
when
but
Toshiro like tried to help or whatever, like he knocked him down. The smart move would
well,
let Toshiro help him, but he don't give a shit. He's just like, get out of here.
well, no, no. So that was Kenpachi telling him, "Hey, I don't need your help with this."
Yeah,
However, when he's in that battle phase, right?
he's having fun.
Anyone might be an enemy, but if you are trying to actually engage with him
Mm-hmm.
and you are an enemy, he is going to be 100% lethal against you and on top of you to the
Exactly.
point
Yeah.
to the point where if you're going to go swing, he's not just going to blindly rush in. He's going to dodge and maneuver around and get the better
Oh
angle
yeah,
on
yeah,
you to actually get that attack. That's what I mean by he's still in control.
yeah, yeah.
He still
Okay.
has the ability to fight without being a berserk and
Yeah,
just blindly attacking.
yeah. He's not just flailing his sword and just going crazy. He's actually got some strategy to it, I guess. Even
There
though,
are it's calculated attacks
yeah.
that are actually doing
Mm-hmm.
major damage.
The biggest mistake that Valkyrie made was putting down his sword because he was like, I can't face you like this or whatever. It's not fair. And I'm just like, bitch, what do you mean it's not fair? It's not fair for you, buddy.
You don't even know what you just awakened yet.
Yeah. And like literally Kenpachi just like he just goes balls to the wall. He goes crazy and just keeps on slicing him up. And basically eventually Valkyrie ends up turning like he regenerates or whatever, and he turns into a warrior of God. Like we thought that Kenpachi had finished him, but it turns out he kind of did. But due to Valkyrie's like overpowered miracle power, he turned into a better version of himself, a warrior of God. Um, and Kenpachi was kind of still beating his ass. I ain't gonna lie. Um, but the the when you got a character as strong as Kenpachi, it kind of reminds me of like Madara in Naruto, right? Like you have to nerf him somehow, right? And this is what happens, like Kenpachi is so strong that once again, like if you didn't put two and two together, Yachiru was actually controlling his energy while he was in the Bankai state,
Yep.
which goes to further prove that she is Kenny's, sword, right? And she accidentally gives him more power than his body can handle because apparently he is so strong that Yachiru has to like uh regulate how much power she outputs into his body because his human body cannot handle all of that without being blown up. And so she accidentally gives him too much juice and like his arm just blows off in mid attack, which was crazy to me. And like he just falls to the ground or whatever, and GG's, it's Kenpachi is kind of like gone somewhat. So I thought that was pretty cool because like I said, you have to nerf him somehow or like he's gonna go kill Yuabaha by himself. You know what I mean?
I don't know if he would go that far. I think he would go against Yuabaha and then he would die, but
he's
uh at
he's
the
literally
same
like
time,
a guy sensei, and then when he opens his gates, right? Like he's like that one person that's like he's has no right being there, but he almost gets it done.
Yes. Yes. Pretty much.
But what was you saying?
I was gonna say no. He wouldn't be the one taking down Yubaha, but
Yeah.
he would definitely get there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then
he
die.
would. Yeah, he would get there. I would love to see it, honestly, but we know this is Ichigo's world, and we're just living in it. So, um, but at this time, Toshiro, he actually finally transforms into his final form, which he's been waiting to do. He's been waiting for his like little snowflakes to drop, and he levels up basically because he doesn't know how to like force himself into the state, control it or whatever. So he has to wait till certain time is right or whatever. And um he goes and attacks, Valkyrie. And Kenpachi is actually back up. And he basically attacks Valkyrie with one arm, makes him fall while Toshiro like makes him frozen or some shit, and then Byakuya Kuchiki, he hits him with his ultimate technique and basically defeat him one more time. But the thing is, just like last time, his miracle allows him to come back stronger than ever. And I'm just like, how is anyone gonna be able to beat this dude? Like, how is it possible? You know what I mean? Like, if Kimpachi and his Bankai and Toshiro, like Toshiro's one of the strongest, youngest captains ever, and he's in his like ultimate form or whatever, and like and Kuchi Byakuya, he's one of the strongest too, like and smartest. They can't beat him. So who's gonna beat him? Ichigo can't beat him. He's not there. So uh I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know.
too busy doing ass pulls somewhere else.
Yeah, so who's gonna beat him? You know what I mean? Who's gonna beat him? Uh so I think that's interesting. I don't know how they're gonna handle this. It's gonna be a fun time. But do you have any ideas on how? Possibly?
No.
Okay.
No, because like realistically, the one idea would have been freezing him and keeping him there until you kill Yubaha, and then eventually get rid of all the Quincy powders, anyways.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But freezing don't work. So
no,
so now we go to the main event as the episode ends, right? We go to Ichigo, who now has a horn. Uh and like he grows a horn. You got the number one blasting, his theme song blasting. Now I am number one or whatever. And so you already know it's time to go crazy, right? And Orihime, they show Orihime and they show her like kind of being worried because like she's like, oh shit, like he grew a horn. You remember the last time he grew a horn? Nom?
yeah, I do.
Was he in control of himself during that time?
He was definitely not.
He was definitely not. So Orihime has a right to be worried right now. She's like, oh shit, like is he gonna be okay? Because like last time I seen this, like he was not himself, and Orihime does not like that. But then this time he's like, he turns around and he says something to Orihime, smiles, whatever. He's like, it's okay, I got this or whatever. And so I thought that was pretty cool. Like he actually learned to control himself and go to this, mixed form state, whatever. So um he's actually in control and really super strong. So, uh, but basically, he's like, "Yo, stand back, Orihime. Let me show you what's up. I gotta create some more space. That way I get freaky in here." And like, he just blows the whole room up. And I'm just like, bro, you're just showing off at this point. Save some of that power for you, Baja. Don't be creating space or whatever the hell you're trying to do. Impress your girl some other time. So, uh, but yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then like the episode ends up like it's basically fading to black, right? And like we get a classic Getsuka Tensho, but it's actually combined with a Grand Ray Sero. which throws Yubaha off because he's like, that's not gonna work on me. Oh shit, that's a Grand Ray Zero combined with it. That might actually do something. And like it was looking like it was gonna be a hell of an attack. And then it just like, okay, credits roll. So GG's. But yeah.
Just want to say though, I bet you Ichigo was feeling like number one right there.
He was, man. He was. I was feeling like number one. I was like, oh shit, we back. We doing something right here. So
yeah, he was shining bright for everyone too.
I was like, we are back, baby. But yeah. You got anything?
Ever since he got his theme song back in 1,000 Year Blood War, man, we've been back, man. We've been eating good.
Well, Isa's been locked up, man. It's fine now, You got anything else for this episode?
No.
Okay.
Not for this one.
I got you. So now we're gonna get on to the peak episode, like
the good one.
Obviously, that one was peak, but like this was like a 10 out of 10 episode. I'm just gonna say it before we even start. This is episode 5, Defend You. And we pick up where we left off. The crazy attack, we thought it was going to hit. We thought it was going to go crazy. We got the number 1 blaring. We got Ichigo in his new form. But man, this is Yubaha. What y'all think was going to happen? This is Yubaha. Ain't shit going to happen. He's the man. He's the almighty, and he basically just laughs it off. He's just like, shit, that ain't shit, bro. You gotta try harder. And so one thing I forgot to mention last episode, Renji and Rukia, they was like, hey, y'all need to go help your friend Ichigo. You need to fight with your friend, because we don't need you here, or like we do need you here, but you need to go fight with your friend. You belong with your friend. So, and they meet up with Chad and them, who is still stuck on the golems or whatever, skeletons, whatever the hell they're stuck on, by the way. And Renji ends up staying behind and helping Chad while Rukia goes ahead to find Ichigo and help him. So we also still see Ishida. He's still getting his ass handed to him by Jugrim, but he's kind of starting to figure out things. Like he's starting to, game plan a little bit, right? So he's still hanging in there though. But now we go back to the main event. Ichigo Orihime versus Yubaha. And even though Ichigo's doing a pretty good job in his new form, it's sadly still not enough to get the upper hand. He's still like not doing anything. And Orihime, she's still not doing anything either. She's still not able to reject any of Yubaha's shit. Like he still goes right through her. This is also the time where Yubaha goes on like a little monologue rant thing, and he's like, "You're weak, Ichigo, because the reason you fight is it makes you weaker, because you fight to protect your friends and stuff, and a reason
that's weak.
Yeah, that's weak.
That's weak.
That's weak power. Even though you're strong, you're weak. You're held back because of the reason you're fighting, right? He's like, a power like yours that is weak because of that reason will never be able to defeat me. So you can keep trying all you want, but until you like basically step up and leave that reasoning behind, you will never be able to touch me. That's pretty much what he said.
And then Ichigo was like, "Nuh-uh, shut up! I can't hear you. I can't hear you."
He's got number 1 blaring, bro. He's got the headphones on. What do you mean? He's got the orchestra going, bro.
He's like,
but yeah, I thought that was pretty cool monologue, because like that's what Ichigo's about, and it's totally different, because Yubaha, he believes that the power is meant to like making men bend their knee, killing people, world domination, stuff like that, and he truly believes that Ichigo can't defeat him with that kind of mindset. So um but this is also the first time that we actually get to see Orihime's perspective during this episode. And she's basically saying like, I want to protect Ichigo, but my power is too weak. She's like, if only my powers were stronger, I could help. And we see her saying this quite a bit throughout the episode, and she actually gets she actually like becomes more desperate as the episode goes, because she keeps on seeing Ichigo keep on getting hurt, and she just keeps on spiraling as the episode goes. But I ain't gonna, like I said, it happens quite a bit. But she actually ends up, she keeps on healing Ichigo and being generally annoying to Yuabaha. Even though she can't like truly stop him with her powers, she still is annoying because she can like reject some of them and like stuff like that, and just heal Ichigo.
She can reject almost every single bit of damage that he does. Yeah. Obviously, they're still getting hurt. They're still taking the physical damage, and then it's being healed after the fact.
Yeah, and like,
but she can still keep doing it.
Yeah, and Yuabaha sees this, and he's like, okay, if you want to be like that, I'm gonna show you something. And so he starts focusing on her, and like Ichigo, he's kind of like down and out, and he's just watching because he's hurt. Orihime can't focus on him because Yuabaha is like full on assaulting her, and like she has to keep on healing herself because he is basically putting what do you call that, beams through her, like,
yeah,
if through her stomach, through her heart, like everything, bro. Like he's going crazy on her, and she just won't give up. Like every time she falls down and gets shot and shit, she just like rejects it and heals herself, and she just gets back up. And I just want to say a shout out to the voice actor, because at one point she was struggling to stand up. Like she had been hit so many times and she was struggling to stand up. Her knees was wobbly, like, and she was breathing like she was about to die. And I thought that she was dying. And that's how good the voice actor was. Do you know what I'm talking about now?
Yes.
Like the gasping for breath.
They did a really good job too.
Yeah, her voice act, killed that shit, man. Phenomenal job. I just want to shout that out. Some of the best shit I've seen in Bleach. So, but this is actually like she gets knocked back down again, right? And we actually get a crazy shot, like a frame. Orihime, she's not able to stand. She got knocked back down. She tries to get up. She can't stand. She can barely lift her head. But when she does lift her head, like the look that she gives Yuabaha, like it's a look you don't want to see, man. Like it, I'm pretty sure it gave Yuabaha nightmares. Like it literally was a look that you think that you would never see on Orihime's face, because she is such a kind and gentle natured woman. She's loving, caring, and stuff like that. Very, very, very friendly. And she looks like a demon, bro. So
yeah, I mean, it makes sense though. When you push someone like that so much, you can't expect them to like continue to be like so chill and happy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of like force that to not be part of the reality now.
Yeah. All I'm saying is Studio Perot, they cooked on this shit, bro. They cooked, Brad. They was like, let me make a 1 second, clip of her like looking up from the ground because she can't move her body. She can barely look up, and she just looks at Yuabaha, and like I want her to look like she wants to just kill him dead right there. And that's how she's looking. Crazy shit, bro. But this didn't last long because like Rukia shows up, right? And she shows up. The tide's kind of turn for a little bit because she's able to get Ichigo back up. Ichigo gains momentum. We finally get to hear him, say those two sweet syllables, right? Bankai, which was crazy, by the way. And we get chills, or I get chills. I don't know if did you get chills, Nom?
Okay, first off, you are underselling this moment, right? So Orihime goes through all of that pain, all of that suffering, just to get to this final point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after Yubaha lands that final blow, it all goes pitch red.
Mm-hmm.
Looks up at the sky. Half crescent moon, all in red, slowly closing out as an eclipse is coming in.
It's crazy, yeah. But it's one of those things. It's hard to like describe shit like that, bro. But yeah, Bankai.
No, pause.
Yeah,
bigger pause.
oh yeah. I mean, that's what Bleach is, right?
No. You need to pause in between there to really sell the Bankai, right? Because that's what they did, right? It wasn't. Right? It wasn't just. It was like Bankai.
Yeah,
because they could have done that. Yes, the fact that it was that way. It really sold it even more because then it was like, oh shit,
like we back.
He's never brought this out before. There's only one reason why he's bringing this out now.
Yeah, so like we've seen him like go through a majority of this fight, with just this, normal shit, obviously
this is other ass pull powers.
Yeah. So, and now he actually feels the need to pull up his Bankai, which is crazy, by the way, because like they was pushed so far, and now he's just using his Bankai. You know what I mean? I feel like that should have been used sooner because you're getting your ass handed to you, or Hime's over here dying constantly. But yeah, sure. Well, let's wait till Rukia shows up to use a Bankai. So
I think it's what it is he's finally learning how to use it mid fight.
Maybe, yeah, possibly.
Because otherwise it's just another giant ass pull that they decided to give him at the last fucking moment.
But speaking of this, like this was a badass design. He's got like flame shackles around like all of his wrists, all of his ankles, around his neck. He's got another horn, so now he's got two horns, and plenty of aura. And I just want to say this is anime original, by the way. We didn't see this in the manga. We seen his Bankai, but this wasn't his Bankai in the manga. Just so you know, he never had two horns. This is so much more badass. So I just want to say that. Very good. What'd you think about it, Nom?
Goated, gas, fire.
Even like the moon shit, like you was talking about, like it was so good, man. It's really set the mood. So, but in this form, he can basically create some type of shadow clones, I guess, or like what's it called, like mirages. I don't know what the best word to describe it is, but he's actually able to put Yubaha on his back foot. Like Yubaha is finally, feeling the pressure right now between him and Rukia. And I feel like this was actually the first time since they started fighting that Ichigo, I thought that they could win. They could actually win. What about you?
It was looking a lot more likely thanks to this power up from Ichigo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, he brings out the good old, almighty Getsuga Tensho. And it was a big one, man. But it doesn't do the trick. Yubaha, he's just too strong, obviously. And I just want to say, like, this whole like sequence, like up until this point, like, the fight and stuff. If someone says like this is their fight of the year, their episode of the year, anime of the year. I get it. I understand because this shit was banging. We already said that. 10 out of 10 episode. And we
Yeah.
haven't even gotten to some of the best parts of this episode yet. I'm just saying that about, what we've seen so far, which is insane to me. But like I said, I truly get it. It's that good. So,
It was.
I feel like even if you're not watching Bleach Thousand Year Blood War or Bleach, or you're not a Bleach fan, I feel like you should probably still watch this episode. It was that good. So, um, but yeah, as Yubaha, he's regenerating after like all the shit that he just got handed. And I thought we got some pretty hard lines from him. He's like, he says, "You must be thinking he's underestimating me. I'll take him down in this instant." But I wasn't underestimating you. To devour you, I needed to understand you. Also, this instant just ended. And I was like, damn, that's some hard shit, bro. You just basically told him what he was kind of thinking and that his time was over. His moment was gone. And now he's shit out of luck.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit right there. So, and this is when everything changes. Everything goes down the drain for Ichigo and friends. Because he gets hit with a blast. Orihime tries to run to him. Yubaha like basically like sends up the black wave thing and like tosses her into the sky and just holds her there. And she's like, you can stay up there because I want you to see. I want you to be the last one to see what's gonna happen to Ichigo and your friends. You can watch it all, while being helpless. And then Ruki is like, okay, it's time to use my Bankai because I don't know why I didn't use my Bankai when Ichigo used his Bankai, right? So let's use my Bankai now while we're getting shit on because Ichigo's
yes, I'm sure that's exactly what she was thinking specifically when she was doing all of that.
Yeah, so
word for word, I can only imagine.
She uses her Bankai, finally. It allows Ichigo to get free. Orihime's still stuck up there in bird's eye view. She's still pinned down watching. But they actually mount a final attack. And it just gets stopped instantly. Both Rukia and Ichigo, they literally are skewered on Yuabaha's swords. And like this was a cool moment too because like Orihime's up at the top and like you got the big clash and like there's like a fog or dust or some shit and like you couldn't really see and Orihime is like was trying to see what happened because she had some hope hope that they actually was able to actually do something and then it kind of clears it kind of settles or whatever and then she sees I forget who she sees first. Does she see Rukia first?
Rukia.
Yeah.
Yep, Rukia first.
And she's like stabbed through, with one of Yubaha's swords. And then it pans over and like the other side finally clears. And you just see Ichigo skewered on the freaking sword too. And, her
Yubaha
face.
standing on top of him.
Yeah. And her face at that moment was like so good. Because like it's like a mixture of like absolute shock, helplessness, despair, pain, sadness, like everything mixed in together. Like just words cannot describe her face. And like I said, shout out Studio Perot for doing this shit. So, but something inside her just snaps along with her hairpin, by the way. Her hairpin kind of comes undone and, starts doing shit. And, she falls to the ground before that. And she ends up, she gets up, she starts walking towards Yuabaha. And like her hairpin starts circling around her. And basically, Yuabaha, I think he kind of had that moment. It's like, okay, what's going on, and he starts like throwing shit at her, right? His powers at her, and anything that he throws at her just gets rejected. And I feel like at this moment, Yubaha is like, oh shit, this ain't right. Something is different. Uh, you could definitely tell the change. And we get her saying, she's like, if only my powers were much, much stronger, so strong that I couldn't hold it all myself, so great that it was boundless, then she could envelop the whole world. All the fighting, the pain, and suffering would never exist because she could reject it all. I thought that was a pretty cool line. But and then she gets to Yubaha and she rejects him. And the music kicks in and it makes it even more impactful. I thought the music did. And during this time, like when she's rejecting Yubaha, like she turns and she actually like looks at Ichigo and smiles. And she actually says something to him, and we don't know what she says. We can only see her mouth moving, and she's smiling as both Yubaha and her disappear from the world, leaving nothing behind but flower petals coming down. And then that's when the ending credit scene rolls, and it's got like two spider lilies or some shit as well. And she's like, she says like, it has her saying, bye bye Ichigo, I'll take it all on, okay? And one of the spider lily flowers, they fall, and it says, you know, defend you, and then it says life to defend you. It was crazy. And I don't know about you, Nom, but I cried. I cried during this shit. Did you?
I said I was done. I'm no longer watching Bleach. Bleach is done. Orihime's dead.
Yeah. R.I.P. So do you think she's actually dead? That's one of my questions.
I mean, is there any other option? She literally just gave her life.
Yeah. I mean that's what it looks like, right? You know,
So unless some crazy asshole like, I don't know, Yubaha rewinds time or something like that.
So I wish I had the answers for you, Nam, but I don't, because this was anime original. So everything, so a lot of this episode was anime original. I just want to tell you that much. Like
I do know about that.
Yeah, so like the whole Orihime thing, like her, you know, spiraling, and her like the moment when she looks up, and her rejecting Yubaha, and even Rukia. Rukia was not there in the manga. Um like this shit didn't happen. Like I said, the Bankai shit didn't happen. None of this happened. This is all anime original. And I thought it was really good. So as a manga reader, I do not know where it's going. I have zero ideas. I really hope that Orihime is not dead or gone or don't exist. Like, so basically, like she rejected Yubaha like as a person. Like he doesn't exist anymore, right?
Right.
So, and I don't know what happened to her. Apparently she gave her life to defend Ichigo, which is another thing as well. Because like, you know, Yubaha had a whole spiel about, you know, power being used to protect people not being able to defeat him. And here Orihime is. And she literally used her power to protect her friends, and she defeated him. I thought that was so awesome. So
yes,
she not only defeated him, she made it where he didn't exist. Just want to say that much. But yeah, I loved it. I loved this episode. I love the anime original stuff. I really don't know what happens next. I don't want to say what happened in the manga because, like I said, I don't know where it's going because this is the 5th episode now, and we got 5 more episodes to go. So that's why I don't think what's happening is actually happening. You know what I mean? I think it's one of those things where it's like it's not all the truth. I think I I kind of think that we're seeing some kind of like alternate shit or something shit because like we got 5 episodes left, Nom. You know what I mean? Like what's gonna like So I don't know. It has to be something.
We'll definitely get an answer probably in the next episode.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know, but
because the other thing too, I don't know if you talked about it, was Uryu.
Yeah, Ishida, yeah.
When he put the glove on and then he ended up pulling it.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I think that's gonna play a big part in what's gonna go down here soon.
Yeah, so yeah, we didn't so we did go back to them a few times, but we had so much to talk about with Ichigo's fight. And like we only got like a couple clips of like Ishida and Jugram going at each other. And like Ishida actually figures out, that when Jugram uses, the almighty abilities, he is vulnerable and can't use the abilities for 3 seconds. And he actually gets the upper hand on him because Jugram just isn't that smart, honestly. And it was really cool to see. And like Nam said, there's things that looks very interesting coming up with their fight, even though it wasn't the star of the show this time. But it's definitely, I think we're gonna focus on that next episode, probably, I would say. But yeah.
Most definitely.
I don't have any more words for this episode because like this was like a 10 out of 10. At one point, I seen that this was like the highest rated episode on IMDb ever. It's now like it dropped down like 0.2. It's like 9.7 out of 10 now on IMDb, and like it's crazy. We got like a lot of questions happening right now. We don't have any answers. Manga people don't have any answers. Like it's so cool. It's so fun to be a Bleach fan right now. But I don't know if you want to talk about anything else. Like I said, this was a crazy episode. We had a lot to talk about. So don't know if I missed anything you wanted to hit on or not. So
no, I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, watch this shit, bro. If you haven't watched Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War yet, or if you've been holding off on watching 1,000-Year Blood War, and you say like, "Oh, I've read the manga, I'm fine. I don't need to watch 1,000-Year Blood War." I would beg to differ, because Kubo and Studio Pierrot, they are actually putting in work and putting in anime original content that actually makes this story better. Like we was looking at like a very bloody, very dark, a very great, you know, shonen battle shonen story that come after Bleach, and they're making even more of those things, which is crazy. And it doesn't really like alter the big things or whatever, you know what I mean? So, big fan of that. I hope they keep on doing it. So,
same. All right, let's get to the real reason though why people continue to listen to us.
Yeah, obviously, One Piece.
The Go Piece. All right, we're gonna start off with episode 1174. Save the children. The Elbaph warriors rise up. Keep in mind, everyone, we do have that special announcement. It is still coming. You just have to listen into One Piece to find out what we're talking about. We start off with Frankie, and he's looking up basically at like this strange robot building-esque thing in the depths of Elbaph. Still wandering around with Ripley, mind you. Vegapunk and Bonnie are already inside after getting lost.
They're like,
"Oh yeah, they stumbled here on purpose." So
we just wandered around, and we luckily found this place, and yeah, I love it.
We're lost. Please save us, Frankie. The interesting thing though is that by Vegapunk's estimates, it's about 3,000 years old. This building, this thing, and to kind of further add to it, Ripley even adds on like the Giants have absolutely no record of what this thing is, what this structure is, if it's a building or if it's even like maybe a fucking robot. No idea.
It looks like, I mean, it looks like a robot. That's what I come away with it. So
Same. That's where I'm calling it a robot. But just as Frankie goes to head inside, lightning shows up to attack them. And Ripley goes to claim that there is no such beast natural to Elbaph like this. Which I would hope not, considering that it's lightning as a beast. But then we go back to the firefighting unit and the Draugr and how it's approaching the village now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Firefighting brigade, the fire brigade is still on the ground with their ship on the ground. But with the Draugr approaching, everyone's like, all right, where's Dorian Broggy? Gone. Yep, they went to the bathroom.
Yeah, they got some important things to attend to, you know.
But that being said, they the Giants, who realize what they're up against, they have no choice but to kind of fight back.
Mm-hmm.
Even though most of their attacks have absolutely no effect, it still doesn't change what they have to do. They go to move the straw hat table out of the way. In which case, as they're passing by, like Chief Jarl, Nami is like, Chief, I have to tell you something. And spills the beans about everything about the castle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially because there were the God's Knights up there, the two humans that were not natural. They didn't come with the straw hats. With this new knowledge, the chief now advises to be on the lookout for 2 or more humans, not of the straw hats. Jinbei is actually able to sense out the plan to kidnap the kids based around what's kind of going on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the crew kind of resolves to help. Even though the chief is just like, yeah, no, your guests, sit the fuck back.
Yeah. Relax, we got this, boys. I don't think y'all do, actually.
They definitely do not.
They're drunk. I think that's altering their decisions. I don't know.
No, I just think it's their giant pride is what it is.
That too, yeah. But
so anyways, the Giants, they decide to waddle off, and this is where what is it? The Straw Hats decide to come up with a plan to go and try and help out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spar near there where they can actually take it. They just need a giant. And guess who just so happens to stroll in?
A miniature giant.
Colin.
A kid. But he's still a giant, you know, he's still a big boy, so.
Indeed. So, they con him into all going together.
You say con, but it wasn't much of a con. He wanted to go. He was going anyways.
He wanted to go, but not for what the Straw Hats want.
Yeah.
But anyways, so the God's Knights are listening to reports coming in from the New World, as Gunko is actually listening to a song from our favorite musician.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to hear.
Yeah.
I wish they would actually like played some of it. I would have loved that.
They did. You just have to listen.
Well, I wanted to like louder, you know what I mean? Longer.
That's not the point of it. It's supposed to be a tease, so that way you can get excited over it, because you'll need to know that. Anyways, her favorite song actually is New World, which is sung by the Soul King, if you guys did not know. Soul King being Brooke, if you also didn't know. Brooke is the guy on the Straw Hats, if you did not know. All very important to know. So, in the distance, we see Saul trying to save the kids using some shields, right? And it was a pretty good, smart attempt. The only problem is that it actually pushed the kids into each other, which then caused them to hurt themselves. So that kind of backfired.
Yeah, we don't want that, obviously. That's what we're trying to prevent, right? We don't want them hurting themselves and possibly killing each other. I don't know how far that would go. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, it could. It does enough damage. Saul instead decides to use a rope to try and stop the kids from behind, right? And he ends up getting one of them, which works. Until he's attacked by Fenrir.
Yeah. Unfortunate events. But realistically, that wasn't gonna work anyways. Maybe for one, but it was taking all he had to stop, that one kid, right? And you have to continuously hold them back. So, and there was a bunch of kids, and what are you gonna do? You gonna pick and choose?
Time to a tree.
Yeah. Well, I guess, but I don't think they're on a beach, right? I don't know. So,
but anyways, so Saul is forced to let go and fight with the beast, which means that the kids are just continuing their advance towards the fire. The principal and teacher learn that this is actually happening in other villages as well, the whole nightmare creatures and stuff. And they kind of learn, deduce that it's actually because of a devil fruit user. There's really no other option. So they decided to go ahead and begin the search now. The villagers are actually suddenly being attacked, though, by the Nidhogger, who blasts lightning right into the town center. Waves of ghosts and Lokis are starting to kind of descend into the town.
Just kind of scary.
Yep. But this is when we actually get some relief. Dory and Broggy come charging in with a Hakoku sovereignty. Their big blast where they swing together, right? And they take down all three of the major monsters in one fell swoop.
Yeah. This was actually so cool because they come back just right in time. Everyone else was struggling to take down one of them, and they just come back and just defeat them all at the same time. And I was like, okay, this is our boys right here. This is Dory and Broggy we're talking about. They're the big boys. So
Yep. And what's even cooler too is they do explain why they were gone. They went to go puke up their alcohol and get their warship, the Great Eric Svar Edition. Now they can actually get all around the island. They can actually be useful and still take down all the threats that are chasing after everyone. They actually even have another special guest with them too. They even have Gabon.
Of course they do.
He's actually still drinking.
Yeah, it ain't a formal fight for Gabon unless he's drunk as hell.
Guess so. So there he goes though, drinking away.
I love it.
From there though, the counterattack begins, and that is the end of that episode.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good
Anything?
episode. So
Yes. Anything that you want to talk about in particular about it?
I don't think so. I think this was like a warm up. Just trying to figure things out. I think the next one was kind of the meat and potatoes, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that would be a really good way to put it. Um, so to get into the meat and potatoes,
Mm-hmm.
episode 1175, Elbaph in Flame. Jinbei's shoulder throw explodes.
Wonder what happens, Nam.
I really couldn't tell you, Tyler. So Zoro and Sanji are hunting with Goldberg when they come across a giant Grogosaurus. All three of them combine to kind of launch Zoro at Mach speed to slice its head off. Goldberg's shield was able to grow larger in size, which prompts Zoro and Sanji to kind of ask what's going on with that and if it's a devil fruit. This is where we learn that it's actually a homie, one of Big Mom's creatures, right? There's a whole like history for it where he was created way back when the Giants went and fought Big Mom originally. But anyways,
I like that though. I like the little, flat, reference to Big Mom and Zeus and all that. He's like, "Oh shit, my buddy Zeus is here. What up?"
he didn't call him his buddy, but he does
Yeah,
recognize
well,
Zeus as a high-ranking homie,
yeah, pretty
which is pretty
fun.
cool. But from there, we actually go to Luffy, who's actually speaking to Loki about what happened, and that's when they learn about Shamrock and Gunko actually attacking him,
Mm-hmm.
which wasn't exactly clear before on why he was in the state that he was in. And that's when Goldberg and them come back with the Groggysaurus. We get a lot of funny bits about Luffy being an idiot about how to take care of somebody. He literally he takes a piece of steaming meat, slams it onto Loki's face. He then proceeds to take the a cup of soup, bring it over to him, trips over a rock and spills it all over Loki.
Yeah, well, he was like, this you're making me eat too much. I need something to wash it down with. Give me some soup. Oh, he brings us some damn soup. It was just, fresh off the stove soup.
Yeah, and right to his face.
Right. Well, he didn't mean to put it on his face, but even still, while he was taking it to his mouth, he was kind of freaking out. I found this whole thing hilarious. I was like, only Luffy could turn a situation like he's in right now with Loki into some shit like this, bro. For real.
Into an absolute dumpster fire disaster.
It's so funny, man.
So anyways, we see Loki beg Luffy to get away from him and stuff like that.
This is how he can beat him. He doesn't need to use Gear 5.
No, you just need to try and take care of somebody, Luffy. You're horrible at it. They'll never do anything bad again. Loki begins to prod Luffy actually more about Shanks.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we start to finally get a little bit of history here, right? Like we've seen little Loki. We've seen little Loki with little Hajordine. What we haven't seen is the real motivation behind Loki. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Loki is very much like Luffy in one aspect. And it is the fact that he idolized a pirate who was very well renowned for his era. And we got to see the littlest little snippet of that man.
I can't remember who
And
it was, but I'm pretty sure Whitebeard's name was mentioned, right?
Whitebeard was definitely there,
Yeah. Um.
but it's the other man who's there.
What
And for those of you who are wondering,
was that? The Rocks Pirates?
that wasn't just the Rocks Pirates, Tyler.
That was the man himself, right?
That was Rocks
Yeah.
D. Zebic,
Yeah. That's what I thought.
the man, the myth, the legend, who will be featured in One Piece film God Valley 2027. Summer of 2027. We are getting a fucking movie about this event, and you have no idea just how much I fucking love that move.
Yeah, it's gonna be
God
a fun
Valley,
time.
the God Valley incident is massive. It is groundbreaking. It is lore defining. It changes the entire landscape of One Piece moving forward.
Mm.
To continue on with Elbaph, you need to understand God Valley. And in order to truly understand it, Toei decided to not pull a fucking cop out and are giving us the UFO treatment, a la Demon Slayer.
Yes.
We are getting a fucking movie about this event, and my god, I was so hyped to see that. Now, granted, if they touch over it in the anime, kudos, great for them. You can definitely shorten some of it, because if we're getting a movie, you best believe an island that we have heard so much about and know so little of,
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be great.
there's no way that it's not going to be a fucking massive box office success.
I can't wait to see like the staff for it. You know what I mean? Like I want to see who's directing it. I want to see like who's like in it. You know, all that good stuff. Because you know, obviously, I'm hoping like Megumi Ishitani is directing it, but we'll see. We'll see. But we also got another movie coming. I don't know if it's gonna be like along the lines of like some kind of like thing like God Valley, or if it's gonna be like some like Film Red, Gold, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? Like some filler stuff. You know what I mean?
Well,
Um,
so and that's the thing, right? Is that there's literally no information about the
yeah,
second movie.
yeah.
For
So
those of you who kind of missed out, this is obviously the news that we're talking about. I told you it would be happening during One Piece. It's
actually, it
literally
was a good
this is
tie-in.
this is literally the advertisement for the movie.
Yeah, and
They've done it before. Remember when One Piece Film Red was about to come out and they kind of showed a snippet of Uta?
yeah. They actually did.
So
Yeah.
this is what this is, right? Not only is it, but the more important thing about this one, right? This is the first true canon movie of One Piece, Tyler.
Let's see. Summer. I was looking to see like if they actually
I told you.
announced. Oh,
Yeah, summer.
okay, summer. As I knew it was 2027, but I didn't remember when it was actually gonna be coming. So that means it'll be in the middle. It should be like in the middle of the One Piece Cowers somewhere. So I'm hoping it comes to theaters, bro. Because I will go to the theaters and watch this shit. 100%.
From what I'm being led to believe is that it should be coming to theaters.
If this goes to theaters, I'm sure Nam will go watch it too. And we will do a episode on it because we will both go watch it and we will both come back probably hyped as
But
hell and want to talk about it.
by the time that it comes out, I'll probably go and drag Thomas. out of his fucking little cave
Little cave.
and drag him to the theater to watch it with me, because I know that it wouldn't take much.
Yeah.
I'd get there and I'd be like, "Shut up, nerd. We're gonna go watch One Piece," and he'd be like, "Okay."
Shut up and get in the car, and then you could come talk to us on the podcast.
No, I wouldn't even tell him that part. I'd drop him off and then be like, "All right, nerd, get ready for podcast."
He's like, "What?"
Yep, and then I'll just speed off.
It's like that. It's like the freaking my mind's blanking. I'm tired right now. That cartoon where he runs out there really fast and it's like says something then runs off. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Yeah. Especially
So
I'm looking forward to that.
Anyways.
I'm really looking forward to that because we don't know a lot about Rocks and them, and
no,
we got to see a little bit about Rocks in that little snippet.
This tells everything that you need to know about Rocks, though. Yeah. That's the thing, right? This tells so much about Rocks, and inadvertently you learn so much about some other characters as a result, because one of Rocks' things was he amassed a massive crew of legendary pirates, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen one of them.
Yeah.
Whitebeard.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see how he actually got on the crew and everything like that, too. But ultimately, it's
gonna be great.
It's so great. The fucking level of the gravity of the situation is also just unparalleled.
And it also come out like I'm pretty sure Oda come out and said that this was the reason why that One Piece had so many breaks lately, because he was actually working on, you know, these other projects that he couldn't talk about, along with like the One Piece live action, of course, right? So like next year's gonna be crazy, because we got One Piece God Valley, we got the One Piece live action season 3 coming, we got the One Piece remake, and we got One Piece, you know, Elbaph coming back or whatever. So like,
yes,
One Piece fans going crazy right now. That's all I know to say. When's Fortnite? When's One Piece gonna be in Fortnite? Come on now.
Let's not go there. All right.
Real recognize they gotta recognize real.
Tyler, let me get my Magic the Gathering crossover first before we worry about a fucking Fortnite crossover, okay?
We need to get it all, man. We got One Piece collabing with McDonald's and Nike and shit, bro.
All right. Before we get too much into all the One Piece stuff, there was one other announcement. So 2027 is One Piece film God Valley. Big event. Definitely need to watch it. 2029 One Piece film Bad.
Yeah.
BAAD. The only thing that is announced about it, Oda hand drew the logo.
Yeah.
That is all.
So it's gonna be interesting to see kind of what that's gonna be about. But I'm
whether that's going to be a canon movie or whether that's going to be a filler movie is up in the air.
Yeah, who knows? I feel like since it's announced with God Valley, I feel like it's going to be a canon movie, but like I guess we'll find out because the name is so, you know, vague. You know, like it could be anything based on that. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
maybe it's a second. Like maybe it's like a second thing about like, you know, Rocks in them. Who knows? You know, I don't know. So
I'm hoping, if anything, it's more like a emu backstory type thing.
I mean, it could be, yeah. Who knows?
But anyways, Loki, after Loki's done with his flashback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is the advertisement for God Valley. Loki claims to have been born in the wrong era.
Yeah.
Which is just stupid, because no, you wouldn't have met Luffy then, idiot. As Dory and Bragi fight off the Draugr and the ghosts, Gaban takes down a Loki. He remarks, though, that if these were actually the real things, that this battle would be very different. Which it speaks a lot too about how strong a lot of these creatures are then, if that is the case.
Yeah, and also like it also makes you think like if the kids actually knew the true extent of like Loki's powers or whatever and like actually was accurate on something like that, would the nightmares actually be as strong as Loki? You know, is that a possibility? You know what I mean? Like, because that's what it's being, you know, we're being kind of told during that dialogue. So, which is
I would say
interesting.
yes.
So,
No, I would definitely say yes.
yeah.
Just
So,
based around this.
you know, I don't know. That would be crazy, but I don't know if we'll get to see that or not. But that's interesting.
Um but anyways, Gaban, he also remarks how he can sense that there's actually 3 God's Knights now, which is interesting because obviously they're emitting some kind of energy and he can sense that.
Oh, it's Gabon. He's got the drunk. He's drunk right now. He's feeling it, man. He's got it. He's feeling the
uh
vibes. He's got the vibes down. You know what I mean?
yes, he's got something. Um the fire brigade grabs all their equipment and they begin to move to put out the fires as the Straw Hats and Colin pass by. After much back and forth, Jinbei kind of glances down to the sea cloud. And keep in mind too, like all the kids, they're still walking immediately towards this fire.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is still stopping them.
Tensions are rising. Everybody's yelling at everybody. There's like, you know, hurry, hurry, hurry. The kids, no.
Yes.
They're gonna burn.
And fire rages on as Saul basically looks on in horror. Jinbei grabs the water from inside one of the clouds and lunges it onto the fire, right? This is pretty much the equivalent to when Toph was in that metal prison
Yeah.
and then she learned how to metal bend while inside of it.
Uh-huh.
This is exactly what happened. Okay. Jinbei literally just learned how to cloud bend.
He's like, yeah, let me hit this over here. Let me throw up a Hail Mary real quick. And it's gonna be freaking accurate as hell too, by the way. And
Yes.
he's gonna have the gall to say, did I hit it? Like, bro, you're Jinbei. Shut up.
Did I get it in time?
Shut up, Jinbei.
Wait until the last second. But luckily he did exterminate it and all the kids are actually unharmed.
He done that shit for Aura.
He did. He tried pulling the Jinwoo. The Giants all begin to celebrate the victory as the God Knights are pissed at the situation. Just as Colin is thanking Jinbei, Gunko appears on their spar.
Well, GG's.
Damn.
GG's because you know, I'm not saying that they don't have it, but like
They don't got it.
Jinbei, like the A team's not there. You know what I mean? Like Jinbei is probably the most A team you're gonna get out of the people on that ship, right? And like I think Gunko obviously is very strong. I'll just say that much. I don't think Jinbei's gonna aura farm out of this one. Is all I'm saying.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm interested. I'm interested because it's gonna be interesting to see.
Indeed. That's all we had though for One Piece. Obviously some heavy hitting episodes, some pretty big stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest event is to come in 2027, the summer of 2027. And I'm not even kidding. It is literally going to be the biggest event that is coming to One Piece in the history of One Piece. You thought Kuma's backstory was important? you're gonna get to see a little bit more of Kuma because of the events that happened where he was, which was God Valley.
Mm-hmm.
For context, right? God Valley has been talked about as an island where a major event happened, right? Garps became a hero. He fought with Rogers to take down Rocks, the biggest terrorist inside the entire known world.
Mm-hmm.
Those are facts.
Yeah. I just hope that they don't pull one of those things where it releases in Japan only in summer 2027 and then we have to wait like months in order for it to come over here, because like I will not be okay if that happens, because that
There's
means we have to put up with which obviously you already know and shit, right? Probably, but you
uh-huh.
know the anime onlys will have to put up with the spoilers or whatever and
So
not being able to understand because no subtitles, blah blah.
so here's the thing, right? Is the anime can't skip over the events that happen.
So you think it might be released, you know, here too, like whatever?
Yes.
Hmm.
And not only that, but if it's not, you're not going to miss out on the events that happen because it's going to be told through the anime, I feel. Like, we're
Yeah.
still going to get the anime rendition of it,
Yeah, I mean, One
and
Piece
then
does
we're
a good
also going
job
to
with
get the
that,
movie.
you know. So they tell you
Yeah.
what you need to know, even though like they were gonna expand on it with the movie, you know, but you're gonna get the gist of it. So
Well, I was going to say, think of it a la Mugen Train.
yeah, yeah, pretty yeah. I get what you're saying, the vibes. So
So that's kind of what I see what's going to happen. And then the movie is just going to be even better visuals and probably some additional context in certain areas, right?
yeah. Oh,
But
we'll
you
see.
you get to learn about a lot of characters. You get to learn about Rocks. You get to learn about um, Emu. You get to learn about Garp. You get to learn about Roger. You get to learn about the crews of both those uh, main pirate crews.
Yeah,
You get to learn more about the actual events that happened on God's Valley. You get to learn about its history and its impact on the world and what makes it so special. You
yeah.
get to learn more about Rox's backstory and his history and his lineage, which is very, very important.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what happens because you know it's gonna be great because like you know they've been working on this for a minute now, so you know that they're gonna cook. You know, Toei and all of them, so it's gonna be a good time. But
Yes.
good episode. You know, I ain't gonna say great episode, but it was a good episode. I think we're cooking. I think we're leading up to some really good episodes coming up. So, like the next
There
episode
we are.
probably is gonna be cooking. So, um, but yeah. You got anything else, Tom?
No, that's all I had.
Alrighty. Well, I think that is gonna be the end of this rundown episode. It was a little bit of a long one today, just about a little bit. Just because like Bleach was crazy this week. We had to talk about a lot with Bleach. I don't know how Bleach is gonna how we gonna like Bleach is just going crazy, man. We got 5 more episodes and oh, like how's it gonna top this? You know what I mean? Top shit. But anyways, guess we're gonna find out. But
Yes.
that is gonna be it. Make sure you rate us on the podcast platforms, all that good stuff. Linktree.com/anime degens. Find us on YouTube, like the video, share the stuff, all that good stuff. Join the Discord. Um, all that good stuff. Um, Next week we should have book club coming. We already reminded y'all about it. Read the second volumes of
Yep.
Ichi the Witch,
The
Kagurabachi, and Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi, I think it is.
yep. Yep. And if it's your first time joining us, read the first 2 volumes.
Yeah.
Yep. So read up to the first 2 volumes of all 3 of those if you want to read along with us. Or if you're just reading any of those particular 3 and you want to just join in and talk with us about anything in those first 2 chapters or volumes, come on by and let us talk.
Yeah. Hit us up in socials or Discord or YouTube comments, all that good stuff. We're down to talk about anything, any questions and stuff that you might have about that stuff. So let us know. Linktree.com/animedegens, and we are gonna see you next week. Peace.
Later.